You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What's going down? What is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode number 423. And let's get into it, guys. I have a few things I would love to discuss. We had the Video Game Awards. We had some great surprises, and we also had some games that didn't show up, let a lot of people down. So we're going to talk about that. But before I get started with that, let me go ahead and insert my anime watch list, which has been short and sweet. But I finally finished My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and it was great. And it was also sad at the same time. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about it. I mean, if you guys have seen it, cool. I'm not trying to spoil it, but my favorite character in the series, which is Knuckle Duster, he had kind of a bittersweet end. Okay, he was able to save his daughter, but his wife ended up dying in the process, and he basically gave his weapons to his homie, and he just walked off into the sunset. So I'll leave it there. I'm not going to say anything else, but just watch it if you haven't seen it. I really enjoyed that series, man. I really did. It took me forever to finish it because I just had so much going on. Haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of things. I haven't touched a video game in a while. I think in the last week, guys, I may have had a controller in my hand for about maybe 45 minutes. That's because I've been busy at work. I've been busy at home doing other things, even working on the channels. I have 2 YouTube channels I'm trying to get off the ground. So it's really just been a bunch of just work for your boy. So really trying to find time to get, find time to do some more watching and taking some time to myself. So it's really hard right now, but hopefully in the next, couple of weeks, I can do that because I have been busting my ass and I've been getting shit done. So a little bit longer, maybe one more week, and then I can kind of chill for a little bit and we'll see what happens. I can tackle a lot of anime or whatever that I've been meaning to watch, man. There's a lot of shows that I've started and I didn't finish yet. And so there's a lot there on the table. But that's all I had for anime. I mean, I really haven't had a chance to watch anything else. I got so much on my plate over there. It's crazy. But, eventually I'll fall back in line and I'll be able to, hit a few streaks with that. But I'm not here for that anymore. I'm here to talk about the VGAs, the Video Game Awards. And usually every year, guys, what most people want to know is what new games are coming out or what new information we have on games that we know about currently. And this is pretty much what we have. But first, let me start off by saying that I am so happy to announce, if you guys been hiding on the rock, you don't, I'm surprised, but the awards pretty much were swept by Expedition 33. They swept the fucking awards. Okay. They were nominated for a record time, which is 13 times. Okay. 13 different awards they were nominated for. No other game has ever done that. And then they actually walked away with nine awards out of that 13. So they pretty much swept the majority of these awards, guys, and deservingly so. I remember when I first finished the game and everybody was talking about it and singing its praises and what it deserved. And, sometimes when a game comes out, you forget about it, depending on the time frame. If the game comes out early in the year and the awards aren't to the end of the year, a lot of times with a lot of these games, people will forget about them, even the voters, because there's so many games coming out and they get smothered, right? But this game could not be contained. This game was that good. This game defied all odds, guys. Excuse me. This game left an impression on everybody, who touched it for the most part. I mean, there are exceptions, but I want to say 95% of people who touched this game, it resonated with them and it left a mark. And it definitely did for me as one of my all time now favorite games, favorite RPGs of all time. I mean, it's that good. Everything from the soundtrack, from the characters, the design, everything just knocked it out of the park, guys. Some of the best music I've ever heard from a video game. And I kid you not. And it definitely took home one of those awards. I'm naming the awards right now. Let's talk about what these guys walked away with. Best RPG. No lie there. Best debut indie game. I think people forget that this is not even a AAA game. This is technically an indie game. All right. A AA game. Best independent game. Okay. Best performance. Jennifer English as Mael, which is my favorite character in the game. She's awesome in this game. And best score and music. That if they didn't get this, I was gonna riot. I mean, I don't know of any other game that has come close to beating out this soundtrack, guys. I'm serious. It's just amazing. Best art director, best art direction, best narrative, best game direction, and the creme de la creme, of course, the crown is the game of the year. So I knew they had game of the year in the bag, and everything else just fell into place. So they pretty much swept the award. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick. And before we move on to some of the games that were shown and a lot of people were excited about, and then some games, guys, that didn't make it that people were looking for, myself included, and we're scratching our heads like, what's going on here? We got release dates on some of these games. I didn't write a lot of these down. I meant to. Even today has been kind of a crazy day. But we're going to start with Star Wars, Fate of the Old Republic. Now, this is not the same as KOTOR, okay? Knights of the Old Republic, the remake. That's a separate game. So that game is supposed to be coming out soon. I want to say 2026. Hopefully we get that. And then this game here is way the fuck off. Now, I don't really know the differences between these two. All I know is that a lot of people who worked on Mass Effect are going to be, taking the helm and working on this game. So that has a lot of people excited in the direction that they're going to be able to take this. And like I said, guys, this is just announced for the sake of saying, hey, we're going to be working on this game. And, don't be looking for it anytime soon. I'm talking about like 2029, 2030. Like we're years away from this being finished. So we'll definitely be on another console by the time this comes out. So just, bear that in mind. That's a gift and a curse when you get games or game announcements this early, in the cycle of the game, because so many things can go wrong. It already kind of did with KOTOR, and they had to kind of start from ground zero and come back again. So, you're hoping and praying that they're able to finish this game and they don't pull the plug on it, because that's what happens to a lot of games. They get left in limbo, and that's just what happens. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a game that comes to mind right now that, it's been in development for years, right? And a lot of people expected this game to be there, but it was not. And the last we heard about it recently is that it is still in development. They're actually still hiring people for this game. So, it's still being worked on, thankfully. But I'll get into that more so, games that didn't show up or games that are kind of lost at the end. But this Star Wars game is definitely going to be a winner, I think, if they're able to finish the game and hiccups and all that. Anytime you're creating a game that's years out, it's going to be a while, because they have to consider all kinds of things, guys. They have to consider what console it's going to actually end up on, if it's going to be multi-console, like maybe last gen and current gen, those type of situations. So they got a lot on their plate, and, let them cook and, do their thing. That's the gift and the curse, though, because the game is being made, but now you have to sit and wait, right? And if you're a super fan of some of these franchises, man, that can be a long wait, and it could feel like it's taking forever, but it is what it is. I'd rather know about a game or know a game was in development than not know at all and just be wondering, like, right? Especially if you're like a Star Wars fan and you're like, damn, man, I hope we get this or get that. And then you hear some news, you're like, okay, cool. At least I know that it's in development, and then you can kind of track it as time progresses. And, usually what developers will do is give you kind of, breadcrumbs, updates on where they're at, and, saying sometimes you get new trailers and things of that nature. So hopefully that happens, guys, but we'll see. Next, here's a game that everybody has been talking about, or a lot of people, Boulder Gate players. I'm talking about Divinity. This trailer looks pretty dope. It was pretty dark. It was pretty savage. And a lot of people cannot wait for this game. We got a trailer, CGI, and that's all we got. But hey, it's making everybody happy because they know it's in development. That's cool. And, you know, when it comes to the video game awards, and not just them, but other award shows, which happens to rub some people the wrong way, is that when they show trailers of these games, they're not really showing gameplay. They're just showing CGI shit. So, okay, it's cool. You know, most of us, all right, we know it's in development. That's what we want to know, and we're content with that. But then there's a lot of people who want actual gameplay. Like, don't show us, you know, CGI. We want to see actual gameplay trailers, you know. So you're not going to make everybody happy. There's always going to be something left on the table, but that is what we have with Divinity. I'm not going to name out every one of these games, guys. I'm just going to name out some that caught my attention. You can go to YouTube, check it out. I mean, there were a handful of games out here, and a lot of the show, of course, is full of other things that aren't even video game related. So thankfully, there's people out there who actually put out videos and focus on what most of us want, and that is, you know, game announcements and anything around video games. So I'm going to go down this list a little longer and see what else came up here. Another game that caught my attention was, well, there's a lot. There's Lego Batman, which they showed. They had another trailer, which I think that's just going to be an all around fun game. They showed Robin, and they showed different versions of Robin. I saw in there. I saw Joker in there. I saw Mr. Freeze, Bane. Who else did I see in there? The only one I didn't see was Nightwing. That's the only one I didn't see, and I hope he's in this. And if they're smart, they'll put Nightwing in here too. But I mean, if you're a Batman fan, and you're especially a Legos fan, you're gonna love this Batman game. I think it's gonna be one of the best Batman games ever made from a Lego standpoint, and maybe period. I mean, who knows? This could take the cake. But this is coming out, I want to say in June. I want to say June release date, 2026. So be looking out for that one. And yeah, I think it's June. Yeah, I could be wrong. I get my dates mixed up, but it's coming next year. So be looking for second quarter sometime, and that game will drop summertime. But yeah, what else we got down here on this list, baby? Another game is Tomb Raider, Catalyst, and Legacy of Atlantis. These are two separate games. One is supposed to be a remake of sorts, and the other one is supposed to just be a brand new kind of Tomb Raider adventure, I guess. I lost track, guys. I know one is slated for 2026, and I know the other one is coming out in 2027. So if you're a Tomb Raider fan, hey, you got shit coming, okay? They're coming. They're going to keep it coming, and that's always a good thing. I'm always down for a Tomb Raider game every now and then. Rise of the Tomb Raider is one I played, which I absolutely love that game and had great times with it. So, you know, we'll see what happens when that game drops. Another one of these games, let's break down on this list. Let's see. Diablo had a Lord of Hatred. Okay, this is something, didn't really get a chance to dive too far into that, but this is definitely something that Diablo fans, I think, will appreciate here. And then you also got some Marvel rival stuff. I think they showcased, I want to say, who was that? Was it Deadpool? I want to say it was a Deadpool trailer. If I'm not mistaken on that. And then you got some 007 First Light. Lords of the Fallen 2. Lords of the Fallen 2 looks good, man. Really does. And the first game wasn't bad at all either. I don't know if people are getting fatigued from the Souls-like games or not, but there's a lot of them out here now, guys. Every time you turn around, you can find one. They're out here. And I mean, evidently Lords of the Fallen did well because they're making a second one. So be looking out for that one as well. And then you have Soros, which is, I think, the makers who did, what is the damn game? I can't even think of the fucking game. It's a shooter. I think it's Housemarque Studios is the developers behind this, but they got another game and it looks good. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It looks better than the first one. But you know, a lot of people really enjoyed that first one. I played it, but it didn't do it for me. You know, I appreciate a good game for what it is, but just because it's a good game, there's a lot of good games out here that people would call good games, and it just isn't my cup of tea. And vice versa. There's a lot of games out there. Perfect example. I love Final Fantasy 16. There's a lot of people who don't like it. There's a lot of people who say that it's not their cup of tea, you know? So, you know, we have those type of things, but it is what it is. Next game on the list we got a game called, I'm sure you guys know this one, Mega Man Dual Overdrive. Now, this game here, to me personally, it looks kind of just like your typical Mega Man with updated graphics, guys. Didn't really catch me, but true diehard Mega Man fans, it may turn that page for you. What I really want from Capcom when it comes to Mega Man, I would love for them to do a 3D Mega Man like RPG. I really would. I would love to see something like that on the table. They could do so much with this franchise. I truly believe that. But if they just take that step, because Capcom is, they're not scared. They're known for jumping off that porch because they have a lot of other games that they've shown us they can do that for. So I just wish they would do that for Mega Man. I'm not saying it's out of the hemisphere or anything like that. And who knows, they may have something cooking for a later date. But we haven't seen it yet, guys. So, right now with Mega Man, it's kind of like same old, same old. Didn't really interest me, but hey, just because it didn't interest me doesn't mean it's not going to interest someone else. So that's what that is. And then we have a game that was called High Guard. Now this is a game that Jeff Keighley kind of hyped up, and it's free to play. And when I heard that, I said, I was ready to go. Free to play, fighting, shooting. It's a bunch of stuff. Okay. Wasn't my cup of tea, guys. I'm really not into those type of games, guys. You have to really be awesome for me to get into these multiplayer free to play type live service games, guys. I'm just not a fan of most live service games. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Yeah, that's maybe somebody out there likes it. I don't. I didn't see anything, so I left it there. Yeah. Anyway, also excuse my voice, guys. My voice has been froggy. I got a frog cut in my throat, so you'll be hearing me sound kind of strange on this episode. So bear with your boy. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Phantom Blade Zero. We got a release date for Phantom Blade Zero. And I thought the game we were getting in first quarter 2026. Nope. My heart got broken. This game is coming out in September. Yeah. September of 2026. So damn near another year before we get Phantom Blade Zero. But this one is definitely a day one for me. They showed some more gameplay, and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to play this one. This is really on top of one of the top games on my list, man. Up there with like Crimson Desert and stuff like that. They didn't show any Crimson Desert either, by the way. So, but yeah, that's up there. Hopefully we get Crimson Desert in the first quarter. I really hope we get it. I want so bad to play that. So well, we got Phantom Blade Zero. Looks breathtaking. That's awesome. Then we got Star Wars Galactic Racer. It's a racing Star Wars game. I'm sure all the Star Wars fans out there might get a kick out of this one. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Then we got Total War Warhammer. Now all my Warhammer people out here, tabletop, they're going to love this. That's not really my cup of tea. I'm into the Warhammer 2 game, 40K. I love that. Matter of fact, looking forward to going back to that at some point when I get some time, because I missed all the updates. Like I left and then like a week later update came, and then they added another update. So I missed 2 major updates for this, and I can't wait to get back out there and do my thing. I'm trying to get a friend of mine who actually bought the game, but has not played it. I think he might have played an hour of it, but it just didn't catch his attention for whatever reason. But I was trying to get him in that loop to keep going. And I think if I can get him in that gameplay loop, I think, he will like it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's here nor there. Sometimes you have games that you just absolutely adore, and for whatever reason, your friend it doesn't hit with them. Same thing with Armored Core 6, man. Like I love Armored Core 6, and he bought it as well. Played it, passed the helicopter, and then didn't do it for him. And he's a Souls player. He plays pretty much every Souls game, Elden Ring, all these games he's beaten them, right? But for whatever reason, he couldn't do this one. For whatever reason, I don't know. But like me, I buy most of the Souls games, most of the games From Software puts out, but I don't beat them all the time. Or if I do it with a friend. You know what I mean? I'm never solo in these games, right? And Armored Core 6 for me, I soloed it multiple times. I love that fucking game, and it's my favorite From Software game, period. The Armored Core series, I'm so ready for their next iteration of that game. You just don't understand. But the lore, everything about that game, I fucking love. But anyway, what other game are we here? Oh, Ace Combat 8. I hear a lot of good things about Ace Combat. A lot of people who love those flying simulators and fighters, they say that they really, really like this game, and what it's looking good is what I'm saying. So be on the lookout for that one. Now, here's one game that's it's a first-person game, first-person shooter. It's called No Law. Trailer was pretty good, man. Pretty dark. I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this one, man. I don't know what it is about. I don't play a lot of first-person games, but this one here, I might give a shot. Even if I don't buy it day one, it's something that I would like eventually in the library for a sale or something like that. I'll go back and pick this one up. But this one is called No Law, and yeah, man, I like what I saw so far. Just a dude, just an older guy, just, was tired of getting the shit kicked out of him, and he just said, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, man. You know what I mean? Y'all, my cup runneth over. Now everybody's got to pay the price, and it's kind of one of those. So, I loved how simple and how simplistic it was, and how, gritty it is. So we'll see. Definitely on the lookout for that one. That may change my tune when it gets closer to release, but I don't know. I'll keep my eye on that one for sure. All right, here's one, guys, that I'm extremely excited for. And I had never seen this game before. Never. This one goes by the name of Gang of Dragon. It's this fat, pudgy dude. He's an actor. I've seen him in a few things, guys. I can't think of what I saw him in right now, but I think Genghis Khan had a series, and I think he played Genghis Khan, I want to say. It looks like an action game. It looks kind of like, Sega beat 'em up, kind of like a Yakuza style. Looks good, though. I mean, it was a trailer, so we didn't get any gameplay per se, but I'm interested to see what this gameplay looks like. I'm sure it's not going to be too far off of this. So I got my eye on this. I don't even know who is making this. I need to dig a little deeper. This is like me recording this, guys, last minute. Like I said, I have a lot of shit going on, so this podcast is not going to be very long, but I'm going to circle back around for some of these games, the ones that really, really caught my attention, and I'm going to get more information, and I'll probably bring that to you guys next week, and maybe even do a few videos on some of these on the channel. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you have not. Random Gameplay Pimpin' on YouTube, guys. Trying to get to 100 subs by Christmas if I can. So that's the goal there. Like small baby steps of progression that we're trying to do over there. So I'll keep it coming. But anyway, that game looks awesome. I love beat 'em ups, if you guys didn't know. And so this one here looks like it may be something that I definitely want to buy. It's looking day one for me right now, but I have to see gameplay first before I can solidify that. But definitely caught my attention, and I want to see where they're going with it. Okay, let's see. Where else are we? Got to bring this one up. If you guys are Control fans like I am, then you're going to appreciate this game here. Control Resonant. All right, so we finally get a sequel to Control, right? And now this one, you take the role of her brother, actually, and you get to play as him. So I'm really excited for this one. They even showed a little gameplay with this one, actually. So I'm definitely going to be buying this one. I definitely want to dig deeper into this lore. I was always fascinated with the lore in Control, in that whole universe. Awesome universe, man. Very, very cool shit. Love Control. And now that you get to play as the brother, is going to be epic as hell. So, and he's a different player. He's not, from what it looks like, he's more of a hands-on approach. Okay. He's not a range fighter. He is a up close. Okay. I'm going to hit you and slice you with these things. So going to be really cool to see how he actually plays, and just digging deeper into that universe, into that lore, is definitely something that I'm definitely looking forward to when that game comes out. We don't have a release date or anything like that either on that. But like I said, as some of this stuff, more information comes out, I will definitely give it to you. Funny thing is, when you watch a lot of these videos and they show a trailer and then you go and Google it, you dig a little deeper, you can find out a few more things, like maybe when it's scheduled to release, what their ideal release date window is, things that you can kind of dig in a little deeper. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that one, because I'm really interested in this one. But now I have to talk about the one that, really surprised me, that got me super excited, is Resident Evil 9, because don't get me wrong, I was going to play Resident Evil 9 at some point. I really was. It was a new character, new lore, of course, in Resident Evil world, in the universe, which I absolutely love. If you don't know about me, guys, my favorite character in Resident Evil is Leon Kennedy, and my games from my top 3 games in the whole franchise in this order goes like this: Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil Code Veronica. Those are my top 3 Resident Evil games, period. Nobody's taking those crowns, I don't think. Now, this one may have opportunity to, but I don't know. But what got me so excited about this game now and turned it into a maybe buy later, and transformed it into day one off rip, is that Leon is actually going to be in this damn game. Okay. Leon is going to be in this game, and I am so excited for that. And I couldn't believe it. Like, a lot of us couldn't believe it, because they did a great job of Capcom did of just showing us her side of everything, right? We thought it was going to be just a survival horror. She's not going to be able to, do any combat. She's going to be just trying to run around and survive and things of that nature. And that's cool too. And don't get me wrong, but now they said, no, we're adding another layer to this. And that layer is going to be being able to actually play as the OG himself, an older, grittier version of Leon. And it leads to question a lot of things about this game. Could this be the last time we see Leon? Could he die in this game? Could he die a heroic, tragic death or whatever? Who knows, man? Who knows what they have in store for us? They hid this from us this far and this long. So I don't know. They could definitely make that a thing. And I would be very crushed, but I would understand. I'd say that I would be very crushed, but I would understand. It's kind of like The Last of Us 2. That's how I felt about Joel. Like, when Joel died, I was crushed, but I understood what they were trying to do. And if you could get past your feelings on that and just look at it from a writing standpoint, to me, I thought that was good writing. I really did. I thought it was good writing. I thought, that was something that could really shake things up, and it did, and I'm not mad at that. And so if it happens to Leon, yes, I will be pissed. Yes, I will want to riot, but at the same time, I will understand. And once I get past my feelings and I get all that out of the way, then I may say, okay, I understand what you guys were trying to do, trying to move forward, in the franchise and introduce new characters in the series and create new Leon Kennedys and, other characters like that. So if they have to do it, cool. But Leon will always be my favorite Resident Evil character. I don't give a fuck who you guys implement later down the line or whatever you guys choose to do. And there's so many awesome characters in this universe as well. But Leon will always be number 1 for me. And number 2, believe it or not, is you guys probably won't even guess. You'll never fucking guess who my second favorite character is in that universe. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm like, why would you talk about it and bring that shit up if you didn't want to say it? Okay, fuck it. You twisted my arm. His name is Hunk. Okay. Yes, that guy there, the silent killer. Okay. If you will, but that's it. Nobody else is coming close to those guys, and it is what it is. But, like I said, I like Veronica as well, but like I said, that's another story. But yeah, I am so excited for this game. I don't think you guys understand how excited I am now that Leon is in here and he's a playable character. He's not just making an appearance. You're playing with him half of the game. You're going to be dealing with him, and the other half, you're going to be dealing with her. So it's kind of like a trade-off of sorts. With her, you suck at weapons. You're not going to fight. You're going to run. You're going to hide. You're going to try to get to a safe spot. And then with Leon, he's going to tackle everything head on. All right. And he's been through this so many times. So he's just a seasoned vet, man. You know what I mean? He's seen it all. I mean, imagine the first Resident Evil 2 was so good because he was just thrown in the mix. Just a rookie, just thrown in the mix, man. And had to he found out real quick, if he was about that life. And, he was, you know what I mean? And ever since then, he just knew. I just knew Leon was ready for anything, like, period. Let's go. So I could go on and on about Leon, but yeah, I'm just happy he's in the game now. And that's the one thing that made me say it went from pick up later to day one. Okay. Because all the other Resident Evil games, the only other ones I bought day one were Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, when they remade 2, which is fucking beautiful still. Excellent game. And then Resident Evil 4, of course, when they redid that, I bought that day one. And then I'm going to buy this one day one. But all the other ones, I've played them, but I have not played them day one. Right. I just got them on sale or whatever. Right. And played them. I think 5 was another one that I got on day one some years back on the PS3. But that was it, man. You know what I'm saying? All the other ones, I played later, and that's just what it was. I definitely love the whole universe. I have Resident Evil hat. I'm a Resident Evil fan. Please believe me. But this has got me taking me to a whole nother level now, because now I'm also wondering what's going to happen to my boy. Like, what's really going to happen, or is he going to get her out of there? I mean, I believe if he can get out of there in 4 with the president's daughter, man, he can get out of here with this chick. He can get done what he has to get done. And it looks like he may be infected as well. So, I've been watching videos on it, and there's really a lot of cool YouTubers out here who can break shit down really well. And one of the videos was saying that, they were showing photos, and he looked like he was bitten and headed to that hospital and trying to find a cure for himself. And then he ran into her name. I forgot her name. I keep forgetting her fucking name, but he ran into her there. And now I guess because they ran into each other, now it's like, okay, well, shit, she needs somebody, and he's going to try to get her up out of here. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see what they have in store. Capcom is really good at hiding shit and, surprising us sometimes. And I cannot fucking wait for that. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much all the games right there that, that I cared about, that I was interested in. There's a lot more on here. But I just, that wasn't my thing. You have Coven of the Chicken Foot, Exodus, Warlock. I mean, and there were some other games too that that aren't here right now and that I missed. One was a platform. I think you're like that. You play this bear. I want to say are you a bear or a koala bear? Something. And it's a platformer, but it's very strange, but it looked very fun. I'm not going to lie. It was very violent too, believe it or not. So I'm going to, like I said, next week, I'm going to come back around. I'm going to pick up the games that I didn't catch, and I will go back over these games in more detail for you guys. But that was the gist of it. Like I said, there were some games that I thought were going to be there and that didn't show up, and I want to talk about those now. Some no-shows that people are looking for or wondering like where they were at. And one of my no-shows that one of my most anticipated games, period, is from a company called Gen Design. If you guys don't know about Gen Design, they were formerly known as Team Eco, the people who created Eco, the cult classic, and of course, one of my all-time favorite games ever, Shadow of the Colossus. That game, also The Last Guardian. So I bought all their games. I have The Last Guardian Collector's Edition. I fucking love that company. I love that studio, and anything that they buy or make, I buy. I don't give a fuck what it is. As long as they keep kicking out games, I'm going to buy them, and a day one as well. And if I can get Collector's Edition, I will do that as well. So one thing I'm really mad about, I've been looking and scouring the internet for like paraphernalia, collectibles for like Eco or The Last Guardian. And there's not too many things, especially of Wanderer. The Wanderer, which is the character you play in The Last Guardian, and not The Last Guardian, and Shadows of the Colossus. And I can't find anything. I'm surprised nobody made anything yet. Maybe they will eventually. And we live in an age now where, you can actually go hit up a company and they would actually make that shit for you from scratch if you got the ducats. So with the 3D printing, it's a whole nother ballgame. So I don't know. I never explored that portion of it, but I may do that one day. But yeah, I need that, something from that to fill my void. I'm a collector. If you come in here and take a look at this man cave, guys, you'll see a bunch of shit. And I'll give you guys a tour. I've been saying that for the longest time, putting this room together and stuff, still doing it, still work in progress, but it's got a lot of shit in here already. I should give you guys a tour. sooner or later for the channel. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But I want to talk about these games that I was looking for and didn't show. And one of them, speaking of Gen Design, which debuted their trailer last year at the 2024 Video Game Awards, was a game that goes by Project Robot. Okay, that's their next iteration. That's their next game. And we saw it at the Video Game Awards. We got shown that exactly a year ago. So I thought, hey, man, maybe for the sake of nostalgia, maybe for the sake of, the Game Awards, maybe we get a new trailer. Maybe we get an update, but we did not get that. So they've had a complete year, probably longer, because they had to show us this trailer. So they had to have been working on it before that. So I don't know when we're going to get this stuff. I need to know when this is coming out. Are we going to be 2026? Are we 2027? I mean, I would love to know. And these are the type of things that kind of drive a lot of us fans crazy. If you're looking forward to a certain game and nothing is coming out and you can't find anything about it, they're keeping a tight lip. It hurts not to know what's going on behind the scenes. And this is one of those games. Haven't heard anything since that trailer. So trust me, when I do, I will be making videos and I will be posting it, and trust me, but this is one that definitely is missed from my aspect. And here's one that I've talked about a few times, and some of you guys may know about this game. Some of you guys may not. And I still don't know what the fuck is going on with this game. It's becoming another Silk Song. It's becoming one of those games that just, I don't know. At least Silk Song finally came out, right? But this game goes by the name of Little Devil Inside. Google that game. Little Devil Inside, man. This game was announced, I think, way back in, I want to say 2017. 2017, something like that is when it was announced. And here we are, almost 10 years later, and we still know nothing about this. And it was slated for PS4 back then. It was going to come out for the PS4. And so, yeah, man, we don't know. These guys have been silent and we have no information. So that's one game that I would love to play. Maybe they just got in over their heads, man, and just, just can't figure it out. We'll see. But another one I talked about earlier, the KOTOR remake, Knights of the Old Republic, the remake. I thought we were going to get something there, but hey, still in the oven, still doing the thing, still cooking, whatever, let it be. Another game, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the remake. There was a lot of talk leading up to this Video Game Awards that this may have been shown, but we got nothing there either. One of my personal favorites, Armored Core 6, I talked about it earlier. They were rumors saying that, they did some work, I guess, in the files, and they found some stuff within the files of maybe possibly having a DLC coming soon or something. And like I said, nothing was shown, nothing was heard about. So we don't know what these guys are working on out in the back. I do know that that From Software are huge fans of Armored Core. Like, that is one of their favorite franchises to do games for. That's how they started, how they got some of their starting, some of the franchises they started. So I think we do have more games coming in that realm or whatever. It's just, I guess, we're ever going to get it. So I would appreciate anything Armored Core right now, whether it's DLC or just a new game. Please let us know. I cannot fucking wait. That's my favorite From Software game, and one of my favorite games, like, period. I love fucking mechs, and I love the customization. I love the story and the lore, and because it wasn't so out there like some of these other, games that they put out. This was more grounded of a story, and I appreciate that about them. They still had lots of things, hidden secrets and hidden lore that you could find if you were looking close enough, but it was not in the realm of what they usually do. And I appreciated that of it. So, yeah. Half-Life 3 is another one that the buzz is going around. They're claiming that it may come out as a release game with the Steam box, and I don't know. We don't even know how much the Steam box is going to be right now. I'm still waiting for that price. They're still waiting, guys, because with all these parts that are going sky high in price, that's going to dictate a lot of things moving forward with this Steam box. Also, this is a privately owned company, so when they put this shit out, it's going to be limited capacity, right? They're not stocking this shit like PS5s or PS, you know what I'm saying, or any other of these consoles, guys. They don't have that wherewithal to do that right now. And then with the prices of these chips going up, it's going to make it even harder when they do sell out. And then there are backups, because you can rest assured this is going to sell out when it first comes out. They're not going to have as many. They're going to sell out, and they're going to be hard to find. They're going to be being scalped. And it's going to be a while before you can order them like you really want to. Because even right now with Steam Decks, you're having issues with the Steam Deck sometimes. So it's a hit or miss. Like you go to Steam Deck website now and it may be one there, but then next week you go to the same website and guess what? We're out of stock. Come back later. So that's what you're getting when you're dealing with Valve. And, you know, I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. And then the last game on here, GTA 6. GTA 6 is a game that everybody thought we were going to see. Everybody's wondering about, but we did not get anything. And a lot of these games that I'm naming right now that didn't show up, or games that, you know, we just haven't seen anything from for a minute, maybe they're just choosing not to show it here, you know, because you're limited to so much time. That time costs money. And maybe they were like, you know what, we're saving this for another event. You know, we may even drop it ourselves just on YouTube or something. You know what I mean? Now that's kind of like where we're going now. Everybody is not waiting to get to E3 or waiting to get to these big events. They're choosing to just do it on their own when they want to do it, 3:00 in the morning, whatever. If it's a good game and if people are wanting it, it's going to get a buzz. The buzz is going to create itself, and it is what it is. So I don't even know when the next game event is going to be. Man, I didn't look. I have not. I need to holler at the AI and ask her what the damn deal is. But that's for another conversation. I'm going to get ready to get out of here, though. I want to appreciate everybody for coming out, downloading, streaming, listening to the podcast, guys. And all my OG listeners, you know, I love you dearly. If you're new to the show, hey, I hope to see you again next week. We do this every Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. Every now and then there may be one missed on a Monday because something happened to your boy. Maybe got sick, something happened where I couldn't record, but usually every Monday you will get a show. All right. The show is also going to be on every Wednesday on the YouTube channel. So if you just want to go over there and listen to it, cool. You know, by all means, please do so. Also, please check out the videos, the shorts, everything I got over there going on, discussion videos on the YouTube channel as well, guys. So with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.